Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. Next few minutes. Hello, John Fugelsang.
Hello, Fox. How are you? How you living? Hey, Moses. What's up?
Listen, I am living for October 21st at Saban Theater here in LA, the only 2023 Sexy Liberal.
Oh,
Tickets flying out the window. Let's go.
what a week, Stephanie.
Yeah,
Remember,
right?
remember at the beginning of the week we were all talking about Prince Charles. Remember we were all so young and our hearts were gay? Back when it was Prince Charles being this ridiculous-looking king, these inbred Germans and their little rituals. That was how the week began, and then it got weird.
Yes. I have to say it was, I think, a great week for justice for E. Jean Carroll. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Your thoughts on that?
Listen. I first worked with Eugene on an NBC morning show back in the '90s when I was like a teenager, and I really admire her. I've had her on my show to talk about this situation. This is the moment we've been waiting for in Me Too, and it happened because a lot of activists in New York State pushed to change the laws that there would be a greater window for abuse survivors to go ahead and sue for their claims. That didn't exist. The statute of limitations always kept people like Eugene from coming forward. But because of activism, it's open now through November of this year. Anyone in New York State can go ahead and bring legal proceedings. But, for me, it was just incredible that the week began with Donald Trump finally facing justice. And then the week ends with Donald Trump getting his revenge by catching, beating, killing, and mounting the corpse of CNN. That's really.
I mean, we were just talking, speaking of E. Jean, whether she's obviously saying she might sue him again because
Yeah.
you knew on cue he was going to defame her again. By the way, you tweeted, and don't you woke snowflakes ever dare to confuse Trump's $5 million in damages to E. Jean Carroll with Trump Organization $1.6 million tax fraud fine, Foundation's $2 million charity fraud fine, or Trump University's $26 million education fraud fine. Also, stop
That's right.
persecuting him. Yes.
Yes, stop persecuting him. Look at all these witch hunts where juries found against him and he had to pay millions and millions multiple times. It's a coordinated witch hunt by reality itself to hold him accountable for stuff he said and did. It's wrong.
By the way, you said the League of Shows condemns all unfair comparisons to CNN's town hall. Yeah, we've been obviously talking about it all week as well. I guess the bigger layer of disgrace is that they obviously caved to his demand that they all be Trump supporters in the audience. So,
Yeah.
to have these hooting morons laughing at jokes was, I guess,
Oh,
just the, orange
remember when
icing.
CNN did that for Bernie and Liz Warren, only their fans in the giant town hall? Yeah, what a time.
Yeah.
Look, this is what can you say? CNN licked Trump's boots. And
Yes.
every few years, CNN does this. They try to chase the Fox audience. They've done it many times. MSNBC began very conservative. News Nation right now is beginning very conservative. That's how you start. You chase that audience and then you try to refine it as the years go by. But every time CNN tries to do this, it always fails. It never works. And whatever Chris Licht thinks he's going to achieve ratings wise from this one night, it's not going to happen. All that happened is that Caitlin Collins should fire her agent.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And by the
They
way,
handed
thank you
Trump a
for
win.
again commenting that Ashley Babbitt is dead because of Trump's lies. I mean, obviously he defamed a bunch of people, including, the Capitol Police officer who had to shoot her, called him a
Oh yeah.
thug, right?
Have you ever heard them call a white person a thug? Megyn Kelly, Donald Trump, do they ever use that word for a
No.
Caucasian? I've never heard it.
Yeah. No, exactly. Oh, speaking of Caucasians, you said Tommy Tuberville is so stupid that Pace tells its kids not to eat him.
Yeah, what a week. Oh, guys, if dumb were hair, he'd be a Wookiee. And this is what we're up against. Honestly, do these people think that having Trump as their nominee after Roe v. Wade was gutted is going to be a good idea? Do they really? I mean, they're
Well, and just
that's
the
us.
laughing at sexual assault. I'm like, did none of them have sisters, mothers, wives? I mean, you tweeted again. Donald Trump is Jesus to followers of Jesus who know absolutely nothing about Jesus.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's damn true. I'll have this argument with anyone. There is no Christian justification for supporting Jesus or the Republican Party. I'm sorry. If going by the Bible, you cannot be a follower of Jesus and a follower of Trump at the same time unless you've read neither of their damn books. It doesn't work. You can't. And I'm so tired of the Democrats allowing this and never pushing back because that's their camouflage. this faux piety that needs to be called. Jesus teaches us how to call out the fake pious people.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I am so with you on that. I was walking my dog's Bonnie and Clyde with my friend Marcia and her dog. And she actually saw me bend over and pull crusted poop out of Clyde's butthole. And
oh, God.
yeah, she's like,
no.
You're going to wash your hands, right? I was like, no, why?
Wow. That's love, Stephanie. That's love. And that's
But no, I related to your tweet. Because, yeah.
That's the political analysis I come to this show for,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah. Well,
I thank you for that. I've been there myself. Have you had to use scissors yet? That's a good time.
Yes, when it's bad.
There you go.
Yeah, there's diarrhea.
We're talking about love here, people. It's the love we have for America. Liberals are willing to get their hands dirty to remove the nastiness.
And you are made of pure love, because I think you've said you have, on certain days, gotten the poop of all, like, 3 different species on you, haven't you?
Yes, on a good day, raising a dog, a child, and a cat in a Manhattan apartment. On a good day, you get to touch the feces of 3 different species. That's where we're at right now.
Also, baby children produce a lot of different kinds of fluids.
Yes.
God.
Oh, those little germ buckets. Let's talk about them. Yeah, those crib lizards. Forget about it.
Someone, I think, compared the town hall to CNN letting a rabid animal spew feces all over them.
There's so much that was wrong with it. And, like, I did feel bad for Caitlin Collins a few times because she got intimidated by the room. She could have realized any time that she was playing to the bigger crowd. She forgot that she was playing to the big audience on the camera. And she could have owned the camera. She had the control room on her side. She could have steered it. But she got intimidated because Trump was playing to the room he was in. Let's just say a different man or woman in the interviewer position might have been able to take advantage of the fact that, Trump has the room, but I've got the folks at home. That didn't happen. It was just Trump had his way with the network, and I can guarantee it's not a good look for Chris Licht.
Yeah, I'll say. Interesting. We're out here in California, as you know. You tweeted unpopular opinion. I've criticized Dianne Feinstein many times. If she resigns, GOP's on Judiciary Committee would never seat a replacement. Her return is the only way judges will be confirmed. Maybe it's not elder abuse. Maybe an 89-year-old woman has agency and wants to be there. This is just a tough. This is a tough. I mean, because again, I don't agree with her politically on it, everything either. But she's certainly had a long, distinguished career, and it is just, it's a little heartbreaking how it's ending. And I just am. I know the story yesterday was that she confused Raphael Warnock and Tim Scott when a couple of years ago. Which I don't know. Yeah, but go ahead.
I mean, look. Yes, she's slipping mentally. Yes, she has a disability. Yes. She looks like something worse than shingles happened to her while she was away. Yes, she has been a very contradictory senator. She has had a great record on LGBTQ issues since before it got trendy. She voted for the Iraq War, voted for Bush's tax cuts for the wealthy. She has a long list of really questionably corrupt stock trades between her and her husband. We could talk all day about the things we don't like about her, but here's what I'll say. There is no reason to believe that these Republicans would ever allow a replacement to be seated on the Judiciary Committee.
Yeah.
Joe Biden has actually, for all of the Democrats freaking out about this, Joe Biden's already approved more judges at this point in his first term than either Obama or Trump at this point in their first terms. Joe Biden has already put more black women as judges on the circuit court than every previous president combined. So it's not like no judges have gotten through so far, okay? But I have really come to believe that if Feinstein were to resign, as so many liberals want her to do, and Gavin Newsom appoints a replacement, that the Republicans would filibuster that replacement, or anyone Schumer gave be put on the committee because they don't want to approve more judges. Well, I've racked my brains. The only safe way for Biden's judges to get approved is for Senator Feinstein to return to work and be able to just say yay or nay.
Yeah. And John, I think she is.
And I think she's 89, but I think she knows what she's doing. Yeah. I think it's not her staff manipulating her. I think she's making the choice herself, and I respect it.
She is really good on the issues, I guess, that I think are most critical, like gun safety, as you mentioned, women's choice, LGBT rights. I mean, it's just all of the things that are really under fascist assault right now. So, it's.
But I do believe she's there. Not because she necessarily is loving it. I think she's there out of a sense of service. I think she knows what she's doing. Yes, she has disabilities. Yes, she's having mental slips, but she knows what her job is and she knows why she's there. And I think that we all have to be very mindful of ageism. It's the one ism that liberals and conservatives both fall prey to. And while I don't like a lot of what she's done, like I said, I deeply respect that she's doing this, because I'd rather not wait for a Republican to start filling all the vacant judge seats.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's a practical thing as well. Do you think Trump is going to enjoy comedy traffic's judge school that he's being forced to go to for the hush money trial?
Oh, man. Let me tell you, between that and then Alvin Bragg taking down the subway strangler in 1 week, it's making me a bit more proud to be a New Yorker. Look, all I care about with Trump is that we finally have it. We're on the verge of finally, for the first time in American history, seeing one man lose the popular vote for a third time. It's never happened. But after Roe v. Wade being gutted, he will never be president again. I could be wrong, of course. I could be wrong. But do you think he's more popular now than he was on January 6, 2021? Yeah. Do you think the majority of Americans liked what they saw? The worst thing that happened was when Anderson Cooper came out, and I got no beef with him. He's done my show. I've worked with him before, but he said,
me too.
Like it or not, half of America feels this way. And I'm like,
no, not half.
The Republican Party is 28% of the population. Yeah. Half of America is not a Trumper. And we have to remember that. There's more of us.
Yep, absolutely. And more of us, apparently, just by virtue of, if you go to sexyliberal.com, I believe VIP's already sold out, but they may release a few more at some point. But there's tickets to the big show, the only 2023 Sexy Liberal show.
Let me get it.
Starring Fugelsang, Hal Sparks, Frangela, Glenn Kirschner, and a cavalcade of stars to be named later.
Hey all, Glenn Kirschner here. Friends, I hope you'll join me on my audio podcast, Justice Matters. We talk about not only the legal issues of the day, but we also talk about the need to reform ethics in our government. Here's one example, the oath of office. You know the one. I do solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Let's add 22 words to that oath. Quote, and I will promptly report any instances of crime and or corruption by government officials and employees of which I become aware. Friends, our democracy is worth fighting for. Join us in this fight, because justice matters. Look for Justice Matters wherever you ordinarily find your podcasts.